In the quaint village of Borrington, where the cottages seemed to hug the winding cobblestone paths, a young girl named Nora stood at the edge of an ancient forest. The boughs of towering beech trees loomed over her, their leaves shimmering like emeralds under the warm sunlight. Excitement coursed through her veins as she eyed a path that curled invitingly into the depths of the woods. It was a place that seemed to hold secrets, and Nora's heart fluttered with the promise of adventure. Nora was no ordinary girl. She possessed an insatiable curiosity and a knack for stumbling upon the extraordinary. With her chestnut hair bouncing against her shoulders and a satchel brimming with snacks and a weathered book of fairy tales, she took a deep breath and stepped onto the forest path. The air was different in here, fresher, laced with the scent of damp earth and wildflowers. As she ventured deeper, the sounds of the village faded away, replaced by a symphony of rustling leaves and the gentle creaking of branches swaying in the breeze. Nora's fingers grazed the rough bark of the trees, and she felt a connection to the magic that hummed just beneath the surface. After what felt like hours of wandering, Nora stumbled upon a clearing bathed in dappled sunlight. In its center stood a magnificent stone archway, covered in moss and intertwining vines. Her heart raced as she approached it, the air seeming to vibrate with an energy that called to her. Nora had read about gateways to enchanted realms in her storybook, but she never imagined she might find one in her own backyard. Curiosity piqued, she took a step closer, her fingers brushing against the cold stone. Just as she was about to cross the threshold, a sudden rustling in the underbrush caught her attention. Startled, Nora turned to see a small, fluffy creature peering out from behind a bush. It had large, curious eyes and ears that twitched with every sound. "Hello there," Nora said softly, kneeling down to get a better look. The creature tilted its head as if gauging her intentions. "Are you lost?" As if understanding her words, the creature stepped forward, revealing a shimmering coat that glinted with hues of azure and gold. Nora's heart soared. This was no simple animal. It was a creature of magic, possibly from the stories she loved so dearly. "Are you here to guide me?" she asked, her voice almost a whisper. With a sudden burst of courage, she extended her hand toward the creature. The small being took a tentative step closer, almost as if it recognized the thrill of adventure. Just then the wind picked up, rustling the leaves above. Nora felt the archway beckoning her once more, and it was clear that whatever lay beyond held the promise of a journey unlike any she had ever experienced. With a nod from her newfound companion, she took a deep breath and stepped through the archway, the light swallowing her whole. As Nora crossed the threshold, a rush of colors enveloped her, swirling like soft pastel clouds that enveloped her in warmth. When the sensation subsided, she found herself standing in a vibrant world that amazed her senses. The sky above was a brilliant twilight purple, streaked with swirling oranges and pinks, and the ground beneath her feet was covered in a carpet of luminescent flowers that pulsed gently as if they had their own heartbeat. Her magical companion, whom she affectionately named Pip, scampered by her side, its fur sparkling like the stars. It seemed to radiate enthusiasm, encouraging her to explore. Nora's heart filled with exhilaration as she gazed upon this extraordinary realm where fantastical creatures roamed freely and waterfalls tumbled with liquid light. Together they journeyed through a forest of candy-colored trees with trunks that sparkled and leaves that jingled sweetly in the wind. They met a wise old tortoise who told stories of the seasons that danced in harmony, while squirrels painted their dreams with strokes of bright paint. Nora laughed and leaped as Pip darted around her, leading her deeper into the enchantment that surrounded them. As the day progressed, Nora learned that this realm was not just a picturesque wonderland. It was imbued with a delicate magic that needed nurturing. The balance of this world depended on the wisdom of its inhabitants and the courage of those who dared to believe in the extraordinary. She felt a deep sense of purpose welling up within her. Recognizing the importance of her adventure, Nora and Pip devised a plan to gather stories and memories from their new friends and share them with the neighboring villages. They collected tales of bravery, kindness, and adventure, each one etched in vibrant colors on the petals of the flowers that lined the paths. As twilight fell upon this magical land, casting an enchanting glow over everything, It was time for Nora to return home. Pip led her back to the archway, where so many memories awaited her. She felt a bittersweet tugging at her heart, knowing her adventures would call her back one day, yet thrilled to take with her the stories and friendships she had formed. With a final look at the shimmering landscape and a promise to return, Nora stepped back through the archway, leaving the vibrant world behind. She emerged in the familiar embrace of the beech trees of Borrington, the sun dipping low in the sky, painting everything in golden hues. Nora clutched her satchel filled with colorful petals, each one pulsating with the magic of the stories waiting to be told. She ran down the path, a bright smile lighting her face. She couldn't wait to share her adventures with the villagers, to inspire them with tales of bravery and love, as she felt that magical world would continue to inspire her dreams. As she entered the village of Borrington, Nora knew that this was just the beginning, her heart full of stories waiting to be unleashed upon a world that desperately needed a touch of magic.